evening, freaks. I'm here to give Aries an eclipse season predictions read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And I love that we are finishing off this reading series with what kicked off this whole eclipse season, which was that Aries double new moon on April 20th. It was a full solar eclipse, and that further got amplified by the Scorpio full moon, the numeral lunar eclipse that came in on the 5th of May. And, we got a big, great attractor energy coming in tomorrow with the Sagittarius full moon. That's really just bringing in a huge amplification, magnifying the energy. So I feel like it's really appropriate that we are finishing off this reading series with what kicked off the whole eclipse season, which was you, Aries. This read is going to be for any significant placement for Aries: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, significant first house placement, or if you are a Libra rising. Libra Ascendant is Aries Descendant, and we're going to be working a lot more with the Descendant sign, in particular in relation to romantic relationships, love relationships, unions, mergers. Okay, so I feel like that energy is coming in very strongly, both in business and in romance for the Aries collective. I say that because there's been this real polarization, this dance between Mars and Venus that really got kicked off last year with a lot of changeable energy because of all the Saturn square Uranus action we had going on last year. That energy is still very much in play, though, this dance between Venus, Libra's ruler, and Mars, Aries ruler. It's still going on. That action's only going to intensify once we reach the changing of the nodes of destiny, which all goes down in July, okay? And that's when Aries takes over that North Node position and Libra takes over the South Node position. So we still have this opposing energy, between Mars and Venus, and how can we balance this out? I do feel like there's a lot of energy coming in, Aries, around some new beginning that you're wanting to really see come to a place of success. I think that you've been working really hard. There's something that maybe you felt a little bit in the dark about. You've been trying to figure out, how can I get this thing to grow? There's something you're wanting to really see come to fruition for you. It's a vision you have. It's a dream you have. For some of you, it's something that you're growing financially. You have some creative idea. There's some business you've been investing in. You've really been working hard to get this thing to grow, and you just feel like it's been so much work, but you're just not seeing the kind of progress that you thought you would see. And so this has been a little bit frustrating for you. For others of you, there's some relationship that you've been investing in, or some new direction that you've been pouring your energy in, and you're trying to get this thing to grow, but you haven't seen it really come to a place of leveling up. It feels like things are kind of stagnant in this situation. You're wondering what you can do to, move things ahead. And at the same time, there's something that's burdening you. I think it's past stuff, Aries. I feel like you got a lot of past stuff you're still holding on to. And as long as you're carrying this weight that is holdover from yesterday, you can't really step into what you're wanting to create for your future. So there's some piece about releasing the burden. When I think of releasing the burden, I think a lot about forgiveness. I think a lot about forgiveness being sometimes just a matter of letting things go, being willing to let things go, being willing to maybe open up a dialogue, maybe learn a new way of communicating, learn a new way of seeing things through. Also learning perhaps a new skill if this is applying to you in terms of business, okay? You might be trying to do something the way you've always done it. And that applies no matter, you know, how you're directing that energy. You might have been going about something in the same old formulaic way you always have, and that's why things aren't working. This situation demands a different approach. I do feel this like student energy coming forward for you. I feel like there's something that you are about to invest your energy in. You're about to take a new action. It requires a learning curve. There's something new you're learning here. I feel like you have a dream that you want to see come to fruition, but I do think you've had some sabotaging influence around you that's been preventing this thing from really, you know, taking off. And I think that you're starting to get clear about what is holding you back. Some of it is blocks you have within yourself. It's like you have a faulty perception of a situation, or you keep trying to fix something doing the same old thing, and it just doesn't work like that. You have to take a totally new approach. This is being willing to learn a new approach. This is being willing to, you know, go at something from a different angle. This is also about removing maybe blocks that you have within yourself that are more related to confidence than they are anything actually tangible. This might just be sort of like a web you've spun for yourself that you've caught yourself up in, where, you know, you think that you have some kind of limitation or there's something you're lacking that prevents you from having this dream manifest. But really it's just more, it's more like a story you've told yourself. It's outdated. You've outgrown it. You know, it's time to like clear out the cobwebs. It's time to clear out the cobwebs in your consciousness. It's time to look at things in a new way. The more that you open up your mind and you are willing to have beginner's mind, I'm picking this up very strongly. As long as you think you got it all figured out and there's no room for you to grow or learn something new, you're going to find that things just stay stuck. Things stay stuck and they can't come unstuck until you're ready to kind of like move into that place of being a beginner, willing to learn something new, hitting the reset, you know, getting a fresh start on something. If there's going to be a fresh start on something, like you got to put down the baggage. Like you can't keep dragging this shit with you. It's just not going to allow you to really bring what you want to see into being, okay? But I do feel like in cases where you've been dealing with some outside interference, maybe you've had some people kind of knocking your confidence down, you know? Maybe they tell you that what you want isn't possible, or for some reason you think that there's too much in the way of getting what you want. And so you're starting to feel like a little bit, you know, burdened by what you're trying to bring into being, because it just feels like I keep trying to make this thing happen and just nothing seems to pull together in the right way, okay? I feel like this is something that you need to understand, that when there's what you might perceive as failures or setbacks on the road to your dream, these things are there to like temper you. It's sort of like soul smithing, you know? It's to activate your creative brain, have you become more solution oriented. You know, you get faced with problems because you need to think outside the box. You need to do something in a different way. 911 on the clock when I said that. Like, yeah, you know, you may think that this is like some kind of emergency because you might be one of these people that's just so set in your ways. You're used to having things, you know, really dialed in, you know, and according to your terms. You know, maybe you sometimes feel like you have to have control of situations, and maybe you're dealing with a situation where you don't really have control of it. And that maybe Ted just said yes to that. Okay, so maybe that can at times like make you feel like you're losing your grip on it, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe you've had too firm of a grasp on it, and maybe there's something you're not grasping here, and you need to learn something in this situation. In some way, shape, or form, you haven't been going about something in the right way, or there's missing information. There's something you need to learn. For some of you, this is in relation to your career direction, and you've been trying to approach it too like by the book, you know, You do step A, then you do step B, but actually you could really skip ahead if you just brought in a different angle, or you brought in some kind of new element, you infuse some new element. Some of you are actually already on track with this. You are about to bring in a new element. You're going to try something new. It's just the start. You're not sure how it's going to go. I feel like there's something that really pours into that cup and gives you a sense of fulfillment with this. It comes in with that changing of the nodes. Like, just wait for Leo season. It's really going to pop off. Then you're going to have more visibility. You're going to have a rise in your confidence. You're going to see that you've been building up a momentum, and that you were meant to have these challenges. You were meant to be held back because of timing. There's some syncing up that happens in July that really shifts things for you. It moves you into a position of advancement, and you're moving towards your goals, because what you really need to understand right now is you have some wish. You have some wish, and there's been a lot of interference with this wish, and it's been so you could really like be challenged. I know we don't like to have challenges, but challenge is very essential because it causes us to fall back on ourselves. We have to dig a little deeper, you know? And I feel like this challenge is awakening something in you that is going to give you a new beginning you couldn't have had otherwise. All right. So you may have a lot of people's name. You may have a lot of people's names in your mouth. Huh, that's interesting. I meant to say other people may have their name in your mouth. Well, maybe you're making too many excuses. Maybe you're blaming your lack of success or your lack of forward motion too much on other people. That's interesting, okay? Here's a different spin on it. Maybe you're blaming it too much on outside influences. And I'm not denying that you've had thwarting energy coming your way. I do believe you have. And I do believe that there have been people who have been perhaps, you know, interfering in your situation. And maybe they have had your name in their mouths for the wrong reasons, all right? For the wrong reasons. But there's something that's going to shift with this. And soon your name will be in their mouth for the right reason. There's something that you need to understand here, that maybe there has been some bad mouthing, all right? Maybe there's been people who have kind of been sabotaging that have been around you. What you don't get, what you can't see right now, is that these people, you know, they've been giving you smoke, and they've been drawing attention to you, all right? So you can capitalize on this. You can use it to your advantage, all right? People who wouldn't have known about you before know about you now. There's some kind of attention that you've been drawing in. These people meant to sabotage you, but they're actually kind of providing the foundation for you to have a level up. You need to look at it in a new way, okay? Look at it in a new way, because the reality is this wish you have, this dream you have, though people can kind of like rock your confidence on the way to getting there, they cannot interrupt this from actually coming into being, because it's part of your purpose, and your purpose is being activated. And we know very much with Aries stepping into that North Node position that what you've dreamed of, what you've hoped for, what you've been wanting to see grow, it's going down. It's going down in July when you take over that North Node position. Ted just said yes again. Bottom of the deck energy. You just can't see it right now with the moon, all right? It's being hidden under the light of the moon, okay? So there's a lot that's happening behind the scenes right now. I feel like you're working behind the scenes too. I feel like a lot of you are cloaking your energy. You know, you're wanting to work beneath the surface right now. You're also feeling more inspired on a spiritual level, on a deeper level. There's a deeper undercurrent that's flowing through your life right now, okay? And it's illuminating for you something within before it's being manifested without. I feel like a lot of you may be heading in a more metaphysical line of work. There may be some kind of spiritual angle to what you're creating now. This may be something related to a healing process you've been through. It could be that you've been hanging out in the subconscious quite a bit lately. This could be a lot of material coming through in your dreams, guidance coming through in your dreams, certain visions that are coming forward for you in your quiet moments. I think the more that you can kind of create space for you to just sort of like drop in deeply, the more you're going to have the answers you seek. It's like the answers that you're seeking are coming from within. I feel like you're really being affected by that Scorpio South Node right now, you know, because you're the initiator, all right? So you're going to be rising up into that North Node position and taking that over. But I feel like right now you're really dredging through all the shadow material, right? You're trying to slough off like an old identity, and you're trying to sort through what's been a lot of confusion or what's been murky or somehow unclear and get some kind of clarity. It's like trying to fumble around in the dark right now. But the thing is you got to have a new kind of vision right now to move forward. We know this. You can't do things the way you always have. This is about you really trusting your intuition to guide you forward at this time. This is where your success is going to be. It may seem like, you know, that light at the end of the tunnel is concealed right now. It won't be for long, okay? Something's coming forward for you soon. But I do feel like there's something that you need to learn in this situation. Now, for some of you, it's something you need to learn about yourself. Ways that maybe you hold yourself back, ways that you sabotage yourself, or stories you've told yourself that keep you like bound to an old role, an old identity that doesn't serve you anymore. Now, with this moon coming in, I highly recommend that you work with this full moon energy that is coming in tomorrow, okay? It's going to be in the sign of Sagittarius and has a very specific planetary formation going on with this full moon that is called the Great Attractor. So it's a great time for like sort of setting your sights on your ultimate vision. And do tune in tomorrow. I will be going live with Strega Lizzie for an On the Hedge. We are going to do a whole power up, mocking up of a new character, a new identity to kind of work with through this lunar cycle that can really amplify visions and help you hit the target with those goals when we hit that North Node, okay? So I really think you might benefit from doing some workings with this moon that's coming in, with this full moon in Sagittarius tomorrow. And there's support for that. Maybe you need to learn how to work with that. Maybe you need to learn how to manifest with the moon. Maybe you're not familiar with that, okay? Well, if you need some support with that, tune in. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be going on at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on YouTube, here on YouTube, on the BroadCoven channel. And we'll support you through it, all right? So if you want, you can even get a candle, bring that in. And you can help us build the energy, okay? We're going to do a candle working. We're going to do a little visioning journey. We're going to build the power. And we'll talk some astrology, and we'll also do a wild card collective read. So do drop in for that. I think that might be a big support for you Aries placements, all right? Or you Libra risings who are Aries descendants. All right, let's go ahead and just see what is coming in for the Aries collective this eclipse season. What's coming towards Aries collective this eclipse season? Aries sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. Significant first house placement, or Libra ascendant, Libra rising, which is Aries descendant. What is coming in for Aries collective now through October 14th, 2023? I told you, you got some love from above coming in to fill your cup, where you feel like you have just been pouring everything out and you're not feeling everything coming in. You're trying to maintain your balance. You've been watering your visions. You've been focusing on healing yourself. Okay, I see that here with, the frog medicine showing up there. Frog is all about spiritual cleansing. So a lot of you may benefit from doing some kind of spiritual cleansing. If you've had people around you who maybe have been envious of you or in some way have wanted to hold you back. I mean, if people are trying to sabotage you, obviously they feel in some way you're having some kind of come up. Maybe you're leveling up financially, you know, maybe you've been having some kind of glow up, you're looking good, you're feeling good. There's something that has had some kind of forward progression in your life, or they're seeing that you have the potential for this. And so in some way they want to kind of like, you know, put you in your place. That's why people sabotage in situations like that, right? So when you're in this position where you've been working really hard, you've been pouring out a lot of energy, you know, and you have this kind of energy coming at you, your boundaries can become a little permeable. And because of that, you can take on energy that's not yours. 2112 on the clock when I said that. So this is a helpful piece that's coming in here. I think it would be really important for you at this time just to do some spiritual cleansing, right? And there's different ways you can do that. You can do that, of course, with a spiritual bath, and that's really simple to do. You know, basis of, you know, 2 cups baking soda to 2 cups Epsom salt or sea salt, and from there you can add whatever you like, or you can just keep it simple, you know, soak in that solution for, you know, 20 minutes, let all the old energy go down the drain, you're good. Or you can bring in, you know, your own herbs and your own elements, crystals, you know, maybe light a candle. You might want to do this with the full moon, you know, maybe you want to do some kind of spiritual cleansing bath with the full moon. You can even do like just a bay leaf infusion, like a tea. You brew up some bay leaf and you can pour that after it cools, of course, a little bit in the shower if you don't have access to a tub, okay, in the shower over your crown. And that also can cleanse. It was 22:22 on the clock when I brought that in, okay? So this can really be an ally for you, bay leaf coming in very strongly for you. You can also just take bay leaves and you can write on bay leaf what you're looking to release and you can burn it, all right? That would be another wonderful, simple ritual you can do with this full moon in Sagittarius, and that can help you get this funky energy off of you. You know, bay leaf is also just wonderful for smoke cleansing your environment. You could even do a wash where you use, you know, like a tea infusion of bay leaf and you put it in, you know, the water that you use for mopping your floors, okay? After you sweep the old energy out, sweep all that old energy in your home out through the front door, and then do a good mop down with some bay leaf to call in blessing energy, also call in financial abundance, okay? So this piece coming in for you very strongly. I feel like a lot of you are in need of like some spiritual healing, some spiritual cleansing, all right? So call that energy in. It's really important. But I also feel like you've been going through a time where you've sort of been like fumbling through the dark a little bit. Like you're wondering, when am I going to get where I'm wanting to go? You know, when is it going to line up for me? And it was 23:44 on the clock when I said that. I feel like the change is underway, okay? And when it does go down, it's going to happen faster than you expect, but there's a lot of synchronicity involved in this. And for those of you who feel drawn to angels, the angels are working on it, okay? You got the angels around you. They're orchestrating things just so you can have this meetup with your date with destiny. And again, the nodes of destiny, I feel like it really pops off for you in July when those nodes of destiny shift. And we see that there, I see the sun in the background. The sun makes me think of Leo season. I do feel that that's when, you know, what you've been waiting for comes in. This may come in through some kind of message. It may come in through a message from spirit that all of a sudden, maybe you've been trying to figure out, like, what do I want or what is right for me? And maybe you've been confused and you've been trying to sort it out. Just create the space for the guidance to come in, and it will. I do feel like the more you can create these spaces to daydream, to vision, to meditate, to just be quiet, to rest, to restore, to focus on your healing, your spiritual cleansing, there's a space that opens up. And if you don't know where you're going, you will know in July. There's some message that comes in. There's some guidance that comes in from spirit. And you have to remember to turn your cup up for this, right? So I feel like a lot of you, you have taken away some focus on something that really feeds your spirit, that feeds your soul. Okay. For some of you, this is something creative and you're not making enough time for it. Okay. But this is actually the very thing that frees up the energy. It's almost like you've been too much in this like logical brain and you need to get out of the logical brain. And I feel like that applies, you know, whether you're dealing with like a relationship challenge, you're like trying to get control of a situation, but that's not what it needs. It needs more like creativity brought into it. It needs more partnership brought into it, less partnership, less making it like some business arrangement, less formulaic, okay, more spontaneous, bringing in, you know, more emotional freedom, expression, exploration, okay? So there's something you need to expand with here. I also feel like it's playing out in business as well. You know, it's like the more that you can go into that creative brain, it helps you get out of this formulaic way of thinking. I don't know, like maybe you've been trying to do things by the book, or maybe things have worked for you one way in the past. Well, it ain't working now. Okay, so the way you used to do it, it's irrelevant. It's time to move forward into the Aquarian energy. The Aquarian energy is very significant, okay? Very significant because we got like Saturn going retrograde into the house of Aquarius. Now, we already got the dawning of the age of Aquarius going on here, all right? So we're meant to do things differently. We're meant to bring about not only our own personal revolutions in our life, but also to do things differently, you know, to look at things in a new way. And that's very much creative brain when we're looking at Aquarius. So I feel like the more that you do this, the more that you get back to whatever it was that really connected you with your soul. And for some of you, this is a spiritual practice that you've let just kind of like fall to the wayside. You know, you need to get back in touch with your spirit again. For some of you, it's nature, you know, or being by the water, spending time near the water helps you reflect. It cleanses your spirit. It brings you back to center. It helps you get the guidance you need, right? But I do feel like where you feel that you've just been going through this real long, dark passage where everything's kind of unknown or it's very ambiguous and you can't figure things out, that's coming to a close in July. Something's coming in. This love comes in and it wants to fill your cup. This inspiration comes in from above. I really get like it comes in like a download. There's something you channel at that time. There's some kind of information that comes in. There's some kind of internal knowing in your soul, like this is it. This is exactly where I'm meant to be, who I'm supposed to move towards, where I'm meant to be, you know, in terms of where I live or the work I'm meant to do, you know, where I feel at home in my spirit, in my soul becomes very clear then, okay? It all pops off at that time. Look at this. I can't make it up. Look at this. The Lovers, okay? Big date with destiny for you. And look at this. It's all in the details right now with that mouse energy here, you know? It's like you're too focused on this bigger picture, right? You're too focused on this bigger picture. And I feel like that's a little bit of what sort of like cast a glamour on you. It's created this like sense of, you know, illusion at times where things have seemed a bit like smoke and mirrors. As soon as you feel like you have a grasp on something, 29:29 on the clock, 11:11. 11:11 energy. I'm telling you, you're coming into alignment with a soulmate. So for some of you, you don't know where you stand with somebody that feels like your soulmate. Something's ambiguous in the connection. Something's unclear, all right? And you just want to get back to this place of feeling like the magic in love again. That's what I feel like. Like you want this magic in love. You want to feel this feeling of being carried away, you know? I also feel like this is very creative too. You know, there's something, again, I feel it's very dualistic with you. I do feel there's something you're building for yourself, you're creating for yourself. There's a vision for your future. You've had this wish for a long time. You feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like it feels in alignment with you. And you're wanting to feel that magic that you felt when you first had this idea, but maybe you've been too bogged down in the details. That's made something just feel just too much of a burden. It's weighed heavily on you. It's put you too much in your head, you know? And again, there's this feeling of you need to recover the creativity. You need to recover that sense of magic that first inspired you, the thing that first inspired you. For some of you, it's about, you know, really feeling that inspiration in love again and opening up your heart to another. For some of you, this is in a current dynamic, or for others of you, it's just wanting that person that you really feel is your equal, coming into alignment with that person. I feel a lot of you already have your sense of who this person is. And when I say that, for some of you, it is somebody you already know. And maybe you're both calling each other in, okay? Maybe you both feel this connection. And it's like, just how do we make this thing come into alignment? For others of you, you know this person in your soul. It's like you feel it. You feel your soulmate coming in. You know that this is coming into alignment for you. And I do see it's coming in. Look, we got this like swan energy here. Look, the swan is holding a message in its beak. I do feel like there's some message of love that comes in, and it takes you by surprise, and maybe it offers an opportunity to go on some grand adventure, maybe a trip, okay? Maybe there's some trip you're going to go on with someone you love, and this really weaves, you know, that magic back into your life again. This trip brings a whole new beginning forward for you, where maybe, you know, you were wondering if it would ever come. Maybe you've just kind of been focusing on yourself. You haven't really been focused on love. Maybe you've been doing a lot of healing, and this is something that comes in. It stirs the heart. It awakens you to love again. You go off on some adventures. Spirit's all over this with that swan energy. But I do feel like there's some news that comes in around that changing of the guards with the nodes of destiny. 3303 on the clock. I mean, there's a lot of spiritual influence coming in here, a lot of synchronicity. I think you're going to see synchronicities lining up around this. So it's really about you paying attention. Look at all that's just coming in just off these two cards here. It's pretty wild. I also feel like, you know, that's a really interesting message. You might be trying to figure out, for the masculines, you might be trying to figure out what's going on with this woman, because I see you're like kind of behind this person. This person's taking a lead. They're taking a lead in this situation. You might feel like you're kind of along for a ride. You might be feeling like, am I being taken for a ride? The face looks a little skeptical, you know? The face looks a little skeptical, like, do I really want to go for this ride? Or, you know, am I being bewitched here? I don't know why that's coming in, but maybe you feel like there's been a bit of glamour cast in the situation. You're not sure if you could trust it. For feminine, I'm picking up that maybe you feel like there's somebody's energy kind of still attached to you. You're wanting to move forward. You feel that there's kind of like an energy close behind. This could be somebody from the past, or just somebody's presence that you sense. Maybe somebody's kind of keeping an eye on you, but they're sort of like in the backdrop right now. Picking that up. All right, let's get some more information about this. So it looks like there's some new beginning that comes in. I got date with destiny. So maybe you know somebody named Destiny. Maybe destiny is factoring strongly into this situation. I think it is. Whoa. Okay, I just had a bunch of cards fly out here. This is what can't be seen right now, right? And I do have something that landed right in my lap, and it's in a crossing position. What's this? Ooh, it's your dream. If wishes were horses, the dreamers would ride. We got air and fire here. Okay, so this could really be coming in strongly for you if you have strong air placements in your chart. If you are Aries Descendant, if you have Libra as your ascendant sign, this may be speaking very strongly to you. But I do see air and fire coming together here to make something happen. And so that, again, it's taking me back to that place. Air and fire coming together again, coming into alignment when they take over those nodes of destiny. Libra, air in the south node, Aries, fire in the north node, okay? There's something that happens at that time. This dream takes off. It gets legs, it goes somewhere. You might be teaming up with a Libra on a creative project or vice versa. Libra ascendants or Libras in general, you may be, you know, pairing your energy with an Aries on some, it looks like possibly a creative project. I'm seeing Paulina Tarot here. So maybe you're creating a tarot deck. Maybe you're creating some kind of book together. You're working on a screenplay together. It could also be an album. All right. So there's something going on here. It involves creativity. I feel this message is coming in very strongly in regard to this, where you're working on some kind of creative project. Really look for something to launch. Like there's something that happens right around that changing of the nodes of destiny that really something takes off. In fact, you might get some kind of news coming in that requires you to travel in association with this. Maybe somebody's offering like the signing of a contract. This could be like a publishing company or some other opportunity that brings exposure for this creative project. It takes off. You take off. You know, you might be wondering about this offer at that time too. There is a little bit of skeptical energy there with Aries. It's like, can I trust this? I see this looking really good. I mean, that's a crossing energy, and it does land in your lap, okay? Because that card landed in my lap. So it feels like you got something cooking here. And I feel this is particularly speaking to like a creative project, some kind of business investment, okay? There's definitely like some creative element involved with it. And it does feel like it's your north node activated. So look at where you have your north node activated in your chart. There's a key there, okay? There's a key there. Pay attention to what sign is in your north node. Also, look at what's going on in your midhaven, in your chart, in your progress chart. I feel like that's really important. Look at your progress chart and see what's going on with your north node in your progress chart and with your midhaven. What sign is in your midhaven? Progress chart specifically. Of course, you know, naturally, your natal chart always plays a role, but I feel there's something here about progression. And I'm picking that up just with the movement coming in here, this horse energy. Something takes off. It takes off in both realms, like with power, with purpose. It marches forward just like unencumbered. It's been held back. It's been held at the crossroads. We do see, you know, what came in that initial download was there was some kind of interference with something moving forward. Not for long, not for long. This thing takes off, okay? For a lot of you, this is in relation to a soulmate or somebody that you're working with, that you two are meant to come together and collaborate on this, okay? This person's part of your soul tribe. You were meant to collaborate on this. Whatever this is, you are meant to collaborate on this, or you're meant to come together. I want to see the nature of these other cards that landed on the floor because it's what you can't see right now. A lot of you are dealing with a Libra for this to come in association with this message, because we got the Empress here, or you are a Libra rising and you're tuning in for this read because Aries is your descendant sign, all right? We got the Empress here. Empress is growing something. Empress is growing something. It's coming to fruition. It's growing. It's abundant. This is in relation to some project that's being worked on. There's a creative angle to this. And I feel like there's some contract that comes forward. Things take off. And for some of you, this is a soulmate. You know, this is somebody that you're uniting with. There could be a past connection here. I feel like this is somebody that, you know this person. There's soul recognition. You know this person is your person, all right? There's something about this. There is some coming together here. There could be a contract involved with that, all right? This could be a new soul contract coming in. I feel like even if this isn't somebody that you've been with in the past, there's some kind of soul recognition, like, I know you. I feel that very strongly. And I think you might be in a place right now where you're considering your options with the Seven of Cups, and you're trying to sort through a lot of confusion. In fact, you might have a lot of people coming toward you right now trying to offer their cup. And I see this working dualistically because it's coming in with the Four of Pentacles. So this makes me feel like, first of all, this is coming in on two levels. It's coming in from a business angle, and it's also coming in from a romantic angle. So let's talk romance first, because people always want to know about romance, all right? So for those of you that are looking for love, like you're ready for love to come back in your life, or maybe you've just been focusing on your healing because you had some loss romantically, there was an ending in a relationship, and so you've been sort of just focusing on your healing, and obviously focusing on something you're trying to create for yourself. I see that. There's something you're building here. There's something you've been invested in that you want to see forward progression with, and it's for your future, all right? Your financial stability, and there's some kind of creative angle to it, all right? There's something you're doing differently than you've done before. You have some kind of dream, some kind of vision, all right? I feel like this has captured a lot of your attention, and this is what you've been pouring your energy into. Maybe you're not really thinking about love right now. Well, love is going to come when you're not expecting it. And it always does. The real thing always does. You have a soulmate coming in, and this person's going to come in July. All right. For others of you that are in a committed relationship, and maybe you've been going through some kind of like rough period in your relationship with somebody, this is an opportunity for healing that connection. This opportunity for healing this connection comes in. It comes in with the changing of the nodes of destiny. This also may involve you two going on a trip together, dropping in deep with each other, going outside of your usual environment, you know, maybe like just kind of like getting out and about, infusing a little fun, adventure in the connection again, okay? This gets things moving forward. This renews the soul contract. So I do see either way, whether you are single and ready to mingle, or maybe not ready to mingle because you've been focused on just healing and getting your stability, there's some kind of soulmate alignment coming in with that changing of the nodes of destiny. I see it happening in Leo season. Some of you may be dealing with somebody that has Leo strongly aspected in their chart. Some of you are doing work where you really want it to have exposure. You know, maybe you're doing some kind of work that involves media, or it involves working online, or it involves the entertainment industry. You're wanting some exposure. It comes in Leo season. You get that exposure. Something takes off. Some real big opportunity is offered to you. And I believe when this thing comes in, it's going to feel like, is this for real? Like, it's going to seem almost fantastical, okay? But where you're at right now, you're really focused on your security. And some of you may be feeling very guarded in your heart, and you're not sure who you want to give that Ace of Pentacles to. Ace of Pentacles is like, who do I want to invest in? Who do I want to grow with, right? And I feel like you're still learning about that. I think there's something you're sorting out here. I feel like you got a lot of suitors that are interested in you. There's a lot of people that are trying to offer you their cup. Some of you may feel like 44 on the clock here. Some of you may feel like, oh, these people only want to offer me their cup because they want my money. They want to use me in some way. And so you're feeling very guarded. You're holding on to your money. You're like, I'm not letting anybody take this from me. You're not going to take what I've built for myself. I got that energy very strongly. Your security is very important for you. Okay. Some of you are just feeling like, you know, yeah, I got all these people that are interested in me, but it's not what I'm looking for, okay? And that's all about your value, all right? A lot of you are rising up into this like Taurus North node right now, this place of valuing yourself. You're learning to really value yourself, mind, body, spirit, and you're not going to take just any offer. So you're sort of like, you're holding back a little bit. Do you see? She's creating space for herself to hold back. She only wants the very best. And maybe she's a little bit confused. Maybe she has too many people talking at her. She's trying to get very clear about what the right decision for her is. It's coming in as her. So maybe you are dealing with somebody who is in this process. Those of you who are drawn to the feminine, all right, you may be dealing with somebody that's trying to figure out what's right for them, or they got a lot coming at them right now and they're trying to sort things out. Okay, so I feel like this fog is going to clear. Something becomes very clear. What's the basis of this? You definitely got something going on social media, and you may be keeping an eye on this person on social media, or somebody's got somebody keeping their eye on them on social media. The Page of Swords is all about this, okay? It's something is like kind of being sussed out, you know? This is also a social media card. This is keeping an eye on somebody on social media. This is a lot of people keeping their eye on this person on social media, perhaps. This is also a lot of kind of competitive vibes. So if you're trying to get ahead in anything that involves the World Wide Web, or there's a social media influence, you may be heading into a really competitive market, okay? I feel like you're about to do something very daring, very out of pocket. Nobody knows you're about to do this. It's something you're about to initiate. It's a bold move. It aces out the competition. Look at, boom, 9 of Pentacles. You wind up in this place of real independent success, looking good, feeling good. I'm telling you, wherever you've been dealing with competition or wherever there's been sabotaging influences, these people are just giving you all of this attention. They're like drawing people your way that normally would never have any, you know, any idea about who you are, you know. Thank these people. They're helping you break the algorithm, okay? You're cracking the code. And they're actually, while they're trying to sabotage you, they're giving you your come up. This is going to be very successful for you, all right? King of Swords energy, 4 of Swords, all right? So this is big air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I feel like for this read, this is really factoring in strongly for those of you that have Libra factoring in here. I'm saying that because Libra rising, okay? Libra rising is Aries Descendant. And with the conversation we've been having here, it's factoring in very strongly, all right? So rest assured, all right? Rest assured, you know what to cut off in this situation. I also think you're kind of like pulling yourself back from a situation, Aries, to get like a clearer view, to let some of that smoke clear. You may feel like people have put you in a cloud of confusion because there's been a lot of people coming at you. There's been a lot of people talking. You're trying to sort something out right now. You're trying to cut through the bullshit. That's what I got. And you're going to take a very decisive action. And when you do, it's going to be very clean cut, all right? You're letting something go. And you're also learning how to trust more. And maybe you're letting go of people who put you in a place where you feel like they betray your trust or they make you feel uncertain. You know who you can trust at the end of the day. It's sort of like as you pan out, something becomes very clear. the more that you let go of people that have been giving you a feeling of anxiety or just making you feel unsettled or who put you too much into your head, the more that you pan out, you create space for yourself, something becomes very clear. And here it comes, what I was talking about at the very beginning. It starts a new cycle where you learn something that you couldn't see before. This could be involving an earth sign energy as well, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And when you get this information, you have exactly what you need to move forward very rapidly with the Knight of Swords here. Very rapidly, full steam ahead. You know exactly where you're going. And this could be some kind of rebirth energy in association with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It brings victory with the Six of Wands, okay? Coming through so strongly here, there is success on the other side of whatever this is. Any further information about this situation? I think you got a lot popping off early in this cycle for you. You feel like things are a little bit kind of uncertain right now. It's all going to clear up when those nodes of destiny chip. The nodes of destiny chip. The nodes of destiny chip. What the heck is that about? Nodes of destiny chip. Crossing energy. Five of Swords. Chip. Maybe it's like it's a chip. Like, I don't know why I got this. I got like a chink in the armor. You know, maybe you feel like you've been through a real battle. Maybe you really feel like you've been betrayed by some people that caused you a lot of despair, you know? Maybe you feel like you caused somebody else despair as well. You know, it depends what side of this you're on. It could go both ways. This is about betrayal. You know, I'm getting like chink in the armor, you know? Maybe you're dealing with somebody, they're coming towards you and, you know, they got a little chink in their armor, you know? There's something here maybe they feel bad about. They feel like they betrayed you in some way. Let me find out about this. Yeah, you know, this person's worried about this. Yes, this is coming through as a judgment. It could be somebody who has a strong Leo placement in their chart. There's some karmic balancing coming here, okay? This could have to do with a soul contract or some other kind of contract maybe that you need to get out of. Look it. We got Leo energy coming up behind you, like haunting you. You know, this has caused a lot of stress and anxiety here. You might need to get out of one contract to be able to move forward into a new contract. We got judgment here, all right? With judgment coming up and right behind it, boom, Libra energy, karmic balancing. There might be something that you need to clear up to create a sense of karmic balance. It has something to do with betrayal. It could be around somebody that has a strong Leo placement in their chart or something significant went down last Leo season, so that would be last July, August, or something will go down at that time that balances out this karma and brings about some sense of justice, okay? Let's do a covet deck energy on this, okay, and see what we got here. There's something you're going back to. You walked away from this at one point, okay? You walked away from this at one point to head in another direction. I'm going to turn it upright for you. With the Eight of Cups, it's something you had poured a lot of your heart and soul into, okay? You walked away from this thing. You left it behind to head in another direction because you thought you were following your heart. But I think you realize now, this is what I'm getting, that you betrayed your heart when you walked away from this thing. And so you're having to get out of that contract, what you went toward at that time. You're having to get out of that contract to head back towards what you left behind. You're doing a U-turn, or somebody is doing a U-turn toward you because they realize that they betrayed their own heart when they stepped away from you. It's on the other side here. Look at the Fool. They feel like a fool. They realize this was the new beginning that they should have taken. The new beginning should have been to reinvigorate something with you. Somebody realizes they messed up back there. Either you realized you messed up, or this person realizes they messed up and they want a new beginning. They feel real foolish. Look, things will get moving forward in this situation. Whatever was held back, whatever has been in a place of confusion, I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. It will move forward for you. Give it about 8 weeks, okay? I see 2 months from now, this thing takes off. You come into alignment with the soulmate. Those ships finally do come in. I feel like you're getting both. You're getting it all. You don't have to just settle for less anymore. All of it's coming in for you with this 3 of Wands here. Those ships are coming in. And where there were 2 ships passing in the night, not anymore. You two are coming together, okay? No more of this star-crossed lovers stuff. So this applies even if you've been totally single on your own for the longest time. You thought love passed you by. Not so. Love comes in. But not only does love come in, I feel like you're also taking off with whatever you've been building, growing, those business objectives, you know, this creative project, it takes off. It finally gets its wings after its period of incubation. You know, I think there's been some kind of revamping of this business objective. It's been through its goop stage, you know, everything dissolved. It got messy for a while. 56 on the clock when I said that. It comes into total alignment. It grows. It's got wings. This thing's ready to take off in a couple months. Big success. This is a point of arrival and travel factoring strongly. And there's somebody there you're celebrating with. You're celebrating with somebody. It's like, cheers, we did it, okay? And I feel like there's somebody there to celebrate it with on a business level. There's somebody there to celebrate it with, you know, romantically. So you might be getting into some kind of creative project with somebody. And then the next thing you know, you're really celebrating this thing taking off. And for some of you, you're actually getting involved in some creative project with somebody that you're going to be involved with romantically down the road. So this is a very interesting message. But there's something here. Something has to come to an end. And I feel like this thing that needs to come to an end, it's going to become very clear for you with this full moon that comes in tomorrow. 58 on the clock. When I said that, okay, 13 energy, something is coming to an end, and it's going to be the source of your new beginning. Look at that. Boom, here you go. Moving forward in Leo season with the sun. Great happiness, joy, all right? And we got the Chariot right there. Where air and fire were on 2 different tracks heading in another direction, something comes together. They get on the same page. There's a moving forward, and it leads to tremendous success. And look at this. Boom. Queen of Pentacles energy. So big arrival in business matters. Also Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There's some kind of success here. And that is that Taurus North node as well. So I feel like you're rising up into that right now. And you're about to see something really take off for you in Leo season when those nodes of destiny change. But you got to be the beginner, man. Okay, there's something you need to do different. You got to start something right now. There might be something you have to study. There might be some kind of like education you've been putting off or something. It factors into what you're doing. So you need to like get on that. If there's some new skill you need to hone, something along these lines. I just want to get an overarching theme for you all with a super awesome future card. See what final message wants to come in here to just sort of encapsulate all the energy for you. I feel like you all are getting your harvest early, and it's well earned. I think you've been going through a lot. Yeah, you got some loyal people on your side who are helping you out with this too, with the dogs. And let's see. Oop, that came out quickly. These people who've been trying you, these people have been trying you here. No dice for them. No dice for them. You're about to move forward with ease because the people who were on the attack, they've been overcome. And now there's about to be a big turning of the tables. You got the upper hand.